Hello everyone, I am making a cookie recipe today that I make every couple of weeks. And it is a peanut butter cookie that has chocolate in it. But there's no flour, no gluten, and no refined sugar. So what I start off with here is I generally get the natural peanut butter. I like the chunky, you don't have to. But generally there's a bunch of oil at the top here. I like the all natural. What I do is I tip it over so it works its way up and it's easier to stir later. And I leave it like that till I cook. I add just honey. You can use agave if you want, or you can use refined sugar if you want, but I wouldn't know how much to tell you to use because I haven't ever made it that way. I use unsweetened cocoa powder. I used to put chocolate in it by buying 80% or above chocolate bars and then crunching them up and throwing them in like chips, but this is easier when I switch to this plain old unsweetened cocoa. This is my baking soda. I keep it in this. And some pure vanilla extract and 2 eggs. That's all you need. And this is, like I said, something I make up every 2 weeks because I can't have the sugar and the sweet goodies that everybody else has. So I like to keep these cookies around the house, and after dinner at night or something like that, I can have a couple cookies. Kind of helps me with my craving for basically chocolate. I don't really crave sweets as much as I do chocolate. So okay, let me get this all set up and we'll make it up real quick. And I will tell you right now, you preheat your oven to 350. Okie doke, let me set this up. Okay, this is the best angle I could get on this because the way my kitchen's set up, but I hope you can see in there. I already took the peanut butter out, which was, what, 16-ounce jar of peanut butter. And like I said, I like to use the chunky. And I stirred that up. Now, you can use the other kind of peanut butter. I go natural without any sugar in it, but I don't know how the cookie turned out. I've always used it with the oil at the top. And I just mix that up. It's kind of the hardest part of it. Like I said, when you get it home from the store, if you turn the bottle upside down, the oil works up into it and makes it easier to stir later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. And I just keep my baking soda in this. Hope this is a teaspoon. Yeah, teaspoon. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You guys see okay, I hope? I wish I had somebody to hold the camera for me, but I don't. I'm just going to mix that up a little bit. Mixed in there. I don't do this in any certain order, really. I do put the honey in pretty much last. I'm going to put the 2 eggs in. Oops. Mix those in together. Okay, I got the eggs mixed in there pretty good. It's stiff here, as you can see. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup cocoa. I wouldn't put any more than that because it'll throw the recipe off. Because like I said, this is something I added to the recipe later. And I'm gonna just kind of push that down in there so it doesn't fly up in the air when I put the honey in. Okay. And then I am going to add, this is all personal preference now here. I don't like things really, really sweet. So I put about maybe anywhere between a half cup and 2/3 of a cup in. And it, you know, all I can do is try it, and this is the 3/4 cup. I'm not going to fill it all the way. And, you know, just try it, and if it's not enough, then add more the next time. That's all I can say. So I'm going to throw that in there. And you stir it all together. It starts off stirring really nice, but what you want to do once you put the honey in is you want to make sure that you stir it so much that you can barely stir it anymore, because if you don't, the cookie will fall in the oven. It just kind of goes flat. And you'll know when you put it down on the cookie sheet, the cookie shouldn't fall. It should kind of stand up however you put it on there. Okay, you can see how stiff the batter's getting now. It's getting really hard to stir. That's how you want it. And it's pretty much impossible to do anymore. Okay. Oops. Okay, so let me get the baking sheet ready, and then I'll show you how I put it in the oven. Okay, I have my baking sheet here, and I use a silicone mat. Works really well. And if you haven't got one and you're wondering if they do work, I've had this 10 years. Looks horrible, but it still works. So I don't remember what I paid for it now. But they are worth it. So I take about a teaspoon, just put a little ball there. And you want, if it isn't holding up and it's falling down flat, then you didn't stir it enough. Because you don't want your cookie to be, you know, kind of like a lifeless pancake or something. And I just put them in here and just line them up on the cookie sheet. Get them fairly close to each other. I'm such a mess. I throw things all over the place. Okay, that's about it. How many cookies, you asked, does this make? I have no idea. It makes about a pan and a half. Almost 2 pans. It's all according to how big you make your cookie. So that's it. That's all you need to do. And we are just going to stick it in the oven at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. Okay, I went ahead and made the second batch. The first batch is cooling right inside this. Okay, just set them here and let them cool. Now, like I said, I change recipes to work for me because I have several different foods I avoid, and I have for most of my life, so I kind of adjust things for myself. And you can do this too. Whoops, that cookie fell apart. And if you eat and try it and you say, oh, it's not sweet enough, because I know normal people like things really, really ridiculously sweet, then just add more. You know, honey or agave or sugar. Let's see. Oh, you could try it with chocolate chips. That would probably be good. I was originally given this recipe as a normal, you know, cookie recipe, and I just changed things around. Anyway, there you go. I have one that has cooled here. I'm going to give it a taste. Of course it's good. I've been eating it for years. But I can see where other people, I've made this and given it to other people to try, and they're like, it's because it doesn't have the sugar in it that everybody's used to. But yeah, just try it. If you can't have gluten, this is a good way to go. I also have a couple of other recipes that I'll show you. Cupcakes and brownies. I don't make those as often. These just happen to be really easy to make. But I'll store these up and eat on these for dinner, after dinner for the next couple weeks. I kind of have to keep these things around the house. So anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.